Hey, we are live. We're all back together once again. It's not even sunny outside. That's just how, whatever.
Yeah, my background.
But
Mm-hmm.
uh, we're here to talk some wrestling and play some wrestling. Jeopardy. We'll do that a little later on in the show. Where these three lovely gentlemen will be your contestants, and I will be hosting the shindig. Um, to my right, left, however you're seeing it on your screen. I don't know. Directions are hard.
Yeah.
Pez is here. Pez, how's it going?
Yeah, this way. I don't know. I can't remember. It's all backwards and stuff. No. How you doing, Jacob? Doing good. Yeah, it's Lonely Marks. Always look forward to this every week. We got a pretty good PLE to talk about, and but we got some heavy news to talk about as well before we get to Jeopardy. So a couple of heavy news pieces, but we'll try to have fun as we always do, man, and make it happen.
Speaking of having fun, JPO's also here. JPO, how's it going?
I know, doing just Danny as well. Yeah, we'll have some fun. We'll send out some real feels here in a little bit here. It'll be a roller coaster of an episode.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of roller coaster of an episode, Richie, how's it going?
I'm not a big fan of roller coasters. I like the ones that don't go upside down, but roller coasters, yeah, I mean, all right. Going okay. This will be a bit of an up and down episode, but look, and good show to talk about to cap it off. And one match we got completely fucking wrong.
Yeah,
We all did.
I both love and hate that at the same time.
I'm sure he loves it for a particular reason. Yeah. That's another thing we'll do tonight. But we always do that, right, Jake? Well, we didn't do a lot of fantasy. We didn't do a lot of fantasy last week because you weren't here. I was like, I think somebody got points for this and this and that. All right, so you catch up on that.
We'll catch up on that. But I think it's only appropriate that we kick off the show with some unfortunate news. We will pay tribute to the late great Sabu, who I think was a surprise to us all. Like, he just competed WrestleMania weekend, and then the news hits that he has passed. I unfortunately am just not as familiar with ECW, and I know that's where he kind of made his name. That's kind of what he's most known for. So Pez, I will hand it off to you. I know you're an ECW guy, so go ahead and
again, I didn't like. I got into wrestling kind of near the tail end of ECW, but when I first kind of discovered ECW was really through. It was two different things. It was when they used to show it really late night in Florida on like Fox Sports Net, eventually where Impact used to came on for a while. It used to come on at like midnight on a Friday night, or like it was always some goofy time slot. JPO can probably test this, like 1 a.m. or something, just weirdly, and would see it just if I was up late one night. I remember a very distinct memory of watching something where like Spike Dudley came out of the crowd and was like beating up Bam Bam Bigelow or something, and then like the Sandman came in and came to everybody was like, what the hell is this? Like, what am I watching? This is different than the shit I'm seeing on TV. And then really getting into it again, anything I could get my hands on was all those original ECW DVDs, like those ECW original DVDs that came out in like 2000, 2001, all those best of DVDs, the compilations, a few of the pay-per-views, the Heatwave 98, some of the Cyber Slams, things like that. And I still have all those DVDs because like they're just so unique in what they are. But Sabu was one of those guys who was always featured on those in various matches. And he was just like, he was what they built him as. He was this crazy, like over the top dude who did just about anything. And you just never knew what he was going to do in his matches. That's why it was kind of crazy. He would just, all of a sudden he'd be in the ring and then he would just jump on the ropes and jump out into the crowd, or like step on a chair and like jump on somebody, or just like break a table out of nowhere, or just throw chairs at people's heads. Like, he was just this dude who didn't care, what he did to like win a match. And that's what was exciting about him. I remember one of the DVDs had that infamous barbed wire match with him and Terry Funk, and it was like one of the most insane things I'd ever seen at the time, because by the end of the match, Sabu had his arm like torn open and taped it up middle of the match, just like wrapping athletic tape around it just so we could keep going. Terry Funk was like completely engulfed in barbed wire by the end of that match, and like I don't think Sabu was even supposed to win the title that night, but he just like then kind of dragged him into the ring, just pinned him, and was just like, do what we got to do. Like we can't just like, and it's easy to just gonna stop the match. We're just gonna pin somebody and just move on with our lives. But yeah, I think he was a 2-time ECW champion. He was a tag team champion. I'm sure JP got all the deets and details about everything. But yeah, like he was. If you made a Mount Rushmore of ECW, like what it means to be ECW, like Sabu would be on that Mount Rushmore. Like he epitomized kind of a lot of what that was. And yeah, just a really fascinating dude. And he's always been just one of the guys that you could watch even up until the end. Just cornerstones of kind of what it meant to be extreme and whatnot. So I'm glad he got some later runs in other companies later, after ECW was done. But yeah, really odd that he like passed away like 2 weeks after his retirement match. It almost reminds me of like, remember when Ultimate Warrior did that promo on Raw and then like the next day one of those weird
Every
things.
man breathes his last breath, and then he breathes his last breath very soon.
Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. But yeah, rest in peace, Sabu, man. A true innovator in the game, man, for sure.
Yeah.
No, as Pez said, 2-time world champ, 3-time tag champ, TV champion as well. Other titles in XPW, 3PW. I mean, the man was a legend. I first actually came on to him. He's in 3 of the first 10 Nitros. My uncle used to tape them for me and send me them. And I remember, like, after like his last appearance, being like, "Where the hell did that guy go? That dude was fun." I believe he got let go because he kept doing stuff WCW didn't allow him. Like, he kept breaking tables without them even knowing he was going to do it that night. As the lore goes, wrestled everywhere you could imagine here. In ECW, in the WWF, in the WWE. Even TNA. He fought for TNA about 5 years ago, actually. He was on an episode of Impact with Rhino picking up a win. And as we mentioned, he took about 4 years off, but came back for that final match with Joey Janela, which everyone has seen a lot of clips of, falling to barbed wire. And then, I don't know if I said it on this show, but he was on a Legion of Skanks podcast, a famous stand-up comedian podcast, and they were interviewing him. And they literally were like, "Oh, is that your last match?" And he was like, maybe. Like he had talked about doing one more. Bill Alfonso originally said in an interview, there's very heavy talks of like, let's go to Japan one more time. Like I believe he didn't get to do everything he wanted to in the Joey match. He does legitimately kind of knock himself out a little bit, and so I don't know if that had anything to do with what happened, but very shocking to see him. This is literally a guy that was on iPay-per-view not even a month ago, still May 15th. That was like the 18th or 19th, that event. So still not a month even ago. And then, like I said, doing a podcast a couple weeks ago. So much love to the guy here. I know myself. Again, folks, don't try this at home, but in my living room federation, setting up the chair, jumping off the chair, Sabu style, so, trying to imitate what I saw. So, yeah, much love to the guy here. He'll definitely go down as a legend. One of those rare cats, too, that, like, I think still had an aura about him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think if we all ran an Undertaker now, we'd, like, want to just give him a hug. But I think if we all ran a Sabu, we'd probably be like, I'll be respectful so you don't kill me. Like, he still had an aura about him because, he never really kind of dropped the facade, if there was much of one here. But I think Stevie Richards, if you saw Dynamite this week, Taz said some nice things about him. We were seeing Taz nearly choke up. Taz choking up on Live Dynamite, holding back tears, because again they he credits him a lot. That was Taz's first partner in ECW.
Also one of the biggest grudge match views in the history of ECW was. When they built up for like a year before they actually finally scored off at barely legal.
Taz might not have been world champion / a WWF signing without that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Very, very good chance. Maybe, so. So no. Yeah, shout out to the man, 60 years. It's a hell of a 60, which could have been longer, but much love to Sabu.
Yeah, Richie.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes that we talked about how Rhino has been in nearly every major promotion. You can almost, if it wasn't for like Ring of Honor or whatever, you could almost say the same for Sabu. He's been nearly everywhere. I mean, if there's, talk about his ECW run, even his brief WWE run when it came back when the WWE ECW came back, like he made the most of his time there. Like you can't forget like the insane jump he did on John Cena that it still gets replayed by
He
you.
got over with the crowd again. He was on pay per view a couple times. John Cena, The Big Show, originally with Ray. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the insane leg drop, and then I mean another guy I'll talk about. Unfortunately, like JR's sell of it is amazing. But yeah, there is that crazy bump. I was just like, it's just he maximized his time there, and I mean, remiss if I didn't talk about his time TNA. His barbed wire matches with Abyss are amazing. Those matches are great. I love those matches, and you forget he'd been in because I think he started like when I was Eastern championship wrestling right there around 93, 94, 95. So but when he was in TNA, he was sort of around 38, 39. So he started quite young. He always sort of looked the same though. He's just one of those dudes that just looks the same. But
He's looked 40 since 1993. Yeah. But
He's
he's
like
looked
we talk
40
about the
and he was
no
60.
we talk about those actors that just were born a certain age and they just always look that same age for years, for decades. Like Tommy Lee Jones always looked 50 no matter what movie you go watch. He just always looked the same.
Sabu and Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson's looked 45.
Yeah, Arn
since,
Anderson was
47.
born 45. Yeah, when he came out of the womb. Yes, it was weird.
Unfortunately, Brock inherited those genes as well. But I also I can't unfortunately can't remember the third match, but because watching Sean Ross Sapp's stream of it, and he mentioned that there was an IPW match that said we had with Drew McIntyre, a triple threat match. I can't remember the other person in it, but when I tried to look for that match, and it is really good. So the dude could, I know he's sort of known as this.
2015 ICW, him, them, and Jack Jester. Yeah.
Yeah. I know, this guy for just sort of, jumping through tables, but but he could put on great matches as well, man. Legit nephew of the Sheik. Um, uh, and, so there's some trivia I noticed. Who did he wrestle at? There was. Can you look at his other ring names? There was he wrestled as someone else.
Sabu the Elephant Boy was his original nickname.
Yeah, there was some other word because he had a light.
Samu, Terry Brunk, Terry Snuka, and Terry SR.
Yeah, Terry Snooker because he looked like Terry. Yeah, because that people were thinking he looked like Jimmy Snooker. So
I don't think I ever heard that. Yeah,
he was Terry Snooker. R.I.P. Sabu. He had that aura. I'll be remiss too if didn't mention his theme song. His theme song was a banger. I listened to that a few times. This is passing. That eerie, the sax, saxophone. Yeah, it's just one of the more iconic themes of ECW. And I'm just remixed a few times, but that nothing beats the original. So. Yeah, no, it's kind of shocking, but yes, Sabu's great. And I did see a little bit of a clip of the Legionistic Skanks podcast when they're like, do you like anal sex? He goes, not on me.
Yeah, no, TNA they uploaded a good it was a 2.5 hour video of some of his matches there, and that barbed wire match with Abyss is on there, and I love watching the front row. Anytime someone hits the barbed wire, there's this one guy that's just every single time but shout out to Sabu. Like I said, not very familiar with the ECW run, but I have seen old matches, checked out some old clips, and I mean the guy would do some crazy things. A shout out putting your body on the line for entertainment, and man, he did it well. His 2006 run in WWE. I mean, was there anybody else that year that fought for both the World Heavyweight and the WWE Championship, or was it maybe it was just Sabu? got himself over with the crowd again. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, that match with Ray, I really enjoy it. It's too short though. I wish they
It's
would
too
have given him a little
short,
bit more time.
and even Sabu said he doesn't like they did like they just like stop the match. It's a weird
Yeah.
finish, like where they
The
both go
DDT
through
to
that
the table, yeah.
the DDT over to the table, and then they're just like the match is over, and the crowd was like,
No,
what?
it should be ECW.
Oh,
Like, no,
no.
this is ECW. Like, go watch Sabu and Terry Funk. That match wasn't over. Like, Sabu still pinned him. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is ECW, bro. Like, but they just didn't want Ray to lose because he was the world heavyweight title like champion at the time. So yeah,
Right.
it was weird. Like, Sabu can go over, and it could be a non-title match. Like, Sabu can go over. It was still weird.
Honestly, Ray should have just won. No, you want to keep your champ. I'm sorry.
I guess the thing. I mean, that's another story. If we ever do like worst booked champions, like Ray was already booked really badly. He was a really badly booked champion. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they thought, oh, we can't have him lose again. But yeah, then again, there's an argument for not booking the match if you don't want to, either guy to lose. But yeah, Ray. I don't know. I feel like Ray. I don't know. Yeah, he was badly booked champion, but yeah, that was a weird finish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but rest in peace, Sabu.
Yeah, R.I.P. Sabu. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
A little more unfortunate news. JR posted today that he has been diagnosed with colon cancer. Surgery, I guess, is being scheduled in the next couple of weeks. So, thoughts and good vibes and prayers if you're into that for JR. I mean, I know we've mentioned it before. Like he's kind of lost it a little bit on commentary, but the dude is still a legend, and like he's still a well-respected person in the sport. So, thoughts and well wishes out to JR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now still one of the absolute all-time greats, and yeah, definitely wish him well in his recovery, man. The guy's had a tough time, man. Talk about also just a fucking champion of life too, because like between Bell palsy and he unfortunately lost his wife. Like JR's been in a real wrestling match his whole life too, so this is another fight for him. But we're rooting for you, man. We know you can win this one. Much love to you.
Yeah.
Did he have a bout of colon cancer before? Because isn't that where that that infamous stupid Vince pull the head out of your ass sketch with which caused Christian to leave to go to TNA. That was part of he was having something done.
It was like the doctor
thing,
or something. Sketch. Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah, I don't even remember what the name was. Like Dr. Axman or something, or something stupid.
Yeah, it was something to do with like Dr. Heine, I think it was. Yeah,
Dr.
And it was something to do with like colon and or bowel cancer. So yeah, I guess the overall like kind of thing is that like he's had health issues primarily like for years and years, and it sucks that he hasn't really get much of a reprieve from it. But yeah, hopefully, this is just another one that he'll overcome. And I'm I probably if life sort of wore me down like that, it'd be kind of hard to be enthusiastic. But yeah, like he's a legend. Well wishes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. JPO, I'll throw it over to you. I know you always come with you and Richie always come with the smorgasbord of news. So.
Yeah.
I've got a fun one. Has anyone kept up to date with Ted DiBiase Jr.? Because he's in trouble. Ted DiBiase Jr.
He's done the charity thing. Is that the?
Oh yeah, I didn't get into specifics as to which fraud it was, but yeah, he's set for trial in August, which they've delayed 3 times, which is always a sign of like lawyers just trying to get him out of it. Conspiracy to commit wire fraud and theft of federal funds, 6 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, and 4 counts of money laundering. If in total, he faces a potential maximum of 45 years in prison and $1 million in fines. So if they consider him guilty on all counts, it could be 45. I mean, yeah, it sounds pretty crazy here. Ted, I mean, if you're guilty, you're guilty. If you're not, see what you can fight. But like, yeah, Ted DiBiase Jr., y'all. Everyone has a price.
Oh God, the
Well, I'm
jokes
pretty
write
sure-
themselves.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Brett and Ted DiBiase Sr. were indicted in that initially as well. So
Yeah,
obviously,
Brett's been in trouble in the past. I know there was a quick thing on Ted at one point. Yeah.
so yeah, it is. I mean, not. I mean, what they allegedly did is true, terrible, but it is weird that that's their kind of gimmick, and then they got caught with like the whole what he like being rich. The whole gimmick is that like hey, money and being rich, no matter what, everyone has a price and stuff like that. And then the out of all the things they're guilty of is this. But yeah, that sucks. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
And if he does
Yeah, I
have
don't
to give
have.
$1 million fine, can he just give him like the $1 million belt? Does that count? Like that's this, and will this
Right now,
cover
they're
my
going to
fine?
the WWE warehouse. Can we get those replicas? They're kind of ours. Come on, please, please. Oh yeah. I don't know if it's because they're now partnered with WWE, but TNA kind of said in a press release that you might not see blood too much anymore. That they are going to make it a very rarity, if not much at all. So they just had a little bit of a bloody dog collar match last week, but that might have been the swan song of seeing too much blood in TNA. Last thing I got here too, just talking about some AEW appearances and upcoming stuff here for AEW. Zach Gowen had a match this week. That was a fun little bingo card thing. I wasn't necessarily
Yeah.
expecting. Even Ricochet had an 8-minute match. I looked Gowen up though. Been not super busy, but several matches each year. You know what I mean? So he has stayed active
I like the
throughout the
figure
years
4
here.
spot.
And he's always very important, and especially when we get to Z and there are A to Z wrestling game, who's able to say Zach Gowen quickly. So
Yeah.
very important in that aspect.
Tenacious Z also counts. That's his
Original
original TNA name.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe Kidd returned.
Sorry,
Gabe Kidd.
Jimmy.
Sorry, go on.
No, the story behind him, right? Is that they signed the wrong one-legged dude.
Well,
in WWE.
That's not the story behind it, but that's the side story. Yeah. Laurinaitis was sent to go sign the one-legged kid, and
Chris
he went and
Melendez.
met a 40-year-old guy and was like, "I guess they want to sign him. We'll sign him." And so yeah, they paid a 40-year-old guy nothing. They paid him something. They paid him for nothing because then they had to fire him until they rehired the right one-legged guy.
Yeah.
Gabe Kidd returned this week on television here, leading into Pez's favorite match, the Anarchy in the Arena.
Oh my
so that
God!
would be
No!
nothing. Yes. So again, no word yet on this. If this is again a one-off for Gabe Kidd, like I would imagine Zach Gowen's probably a one-off, more or less. No word yet on this. Is finally Gabe Kidd joined the company or not, but pretty high-profile match for him. But someone that is definitely sticking around is Willow Nightingale has signed a new multi-year AEW deal, so she is sticking around. Because other rumors are that Mara May is on her way out, anytime now. So, some stay, some go.
My question is, who's going to be in this Anarchy in the Arena match? Because there are like 6 people on Moxley's side. Like I know it isn't usually like a 5-on-5.
Well, I thought maybe that if Gabe Kidd's going, how is Eddie Kingston's recovery going? Is he due to come back?
I mean, Kingston. Yeah, we haven't seen him now. Yeah, it has been. It has been a year.
Mm-hmm.
Does Hook come back?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, yeah. You obviously got the trios and Swerve.
Yeah, no, it is a little unsure as to what is happening because although the participants weren't officially announced, this segment in whole featured Moxley, Claudio, both Young Bucks, Wheeler Yuta, Marina Shafir, Okada, and Gabe Kidd. So that's 8 people. If you take out if you take out Marina, that's 7. And then on the other side was Hobbs, Joe, Kenny, Mike Bailey, Swerve, and Willow. So again, whether you keep the women or don't keep the women, that's still an odd amount. So yeah, I don't know if they're going to take someone away. So yeah, we'll see as it gets finalized.
Do a clusterfuck 6-on-6. I don't know.
I could see the Young Bucks not being in it. But then again, why would Okada be in it? So yeah, I don't know. Never mind. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense actually.
I could see Okada and Kenny not being in it just because you save that for for All In. You don't want him,
Yeah,
even
you
though
take
we've seen
Okada
it
back out
before.
because he
But
didn't. Okada didn't really fit last time either. I feel.
Yeah, Okada did
Well,
did did,
if you do
did
5 men, you can keep Omega. If you're doing just 5 dudes, you keep Omega.
right, or unless Hook's coming back.
Yeah, true. Or
Yeah.
Shibata potentially.
I guess. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
did they announce it? But they didn't announce the participants, right? They
They
said
didn't
it
announce.
would be.
Yeah, he
No,
just
it was just simply. Well,
So, well, I'd imagine
Omega's
next.
in it.
Swerve announced it.
Swerve
I
announced the
announced
Swerve for
next
sure.
next week on Dynamite, they'll probably lock down who actually will be in it. You know?
Hopefully.
I'm sure we'll get a match graphic. Yeah, for sure. We'll get a
Yeah.
match graphic probably.
Right.
I was just going to say that Okada did Pierce's favorite spot of Okada punched Kenny Omega right in his diverticulitis. That's not there.
That's been fixed. That he had surgery to fix. Yeah. I get the old injuries, but yeah, that'd be like if you punch me in the stomach 3 months after I got over the stomach flu. Like it's not a thing anymore. You know.
Also, if it hurts that much, why doesn't his opponents just keep going after it and then pin him? Like, why are you not just exploit this?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't have really much
really
else
have
on Sabu and JR and stuff and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have as much new. Have you got more JPO, or was that pretty
No, that was it. Like my last thing was just some of the AEW news of who's sticking around, who kind of debuted, who kind of might stick around longer. Yeah.
Any sort of there's two things. It's looking like maybe the draft is going to be at the end of the month in Tampa. It seems to be what right now is reporting. Because it's weird that like Roxanne and Julia are still listed as NXT stars, even though they're pretty much Raw. So you would think that they would just be.
But just still think when they do get drafted, they can make a big deal.
Yeah.
Just say that they're going wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully they use some of their people they get from NXT now. Not like, oh, Blair Davenport on SmackDown. What's he gonna do? Oh, nothing.
Well, yeah, they're saying the Tampa thing because there's going to be like that. They're doing that Tampa thing for like three or four different shows all the same weekend or whatever. And that if all the talent is all in like one spot, like Raw, SmackDown, NXT for like that would make sense if like everybody's all in one city for the various shows. That would be the good spot to do the draft. To have, you could have that thing where like everybody's backstage, from all the different brands. So I mean, it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. And the next thing is so it's game specific. The first DLC came out for WWE 25, which is with Stephanie Vaquer, I believe, the Mostly Machine Guns, Julia, and then it said a special guest, a special celebrity, guest celebrity. But no, then they said, oh, you won't reveal. That will be announced later. So even when you unlock the thing, you don't actually unlock the celebrity. Like, no, what's a but then, but I was scanning, and then you can actually play. You can also play as the. And I thought this was a celebrity at the time, but it wouldn't surprise me. But I don't think it is. But I was scanning through the people. You can play as a prime like the drink bottle mascot. I'm like. And for a minute there, I was like, "Is that the celebrity?" Because it wouldn't fucking surprise me knowing WWE. Like, yeah, hey,
that's the celebrity. I Show Speed.
I'm sure it's going to be I Show Speed or Travis Scott. But yeah, I don't know. I just think if you advertise that there's going to be a mystery thing, and you don't reveal you should reveal it on launch when that thing comes out, not like you'll have to find out later. No. Anyway,
hey, JPO,
I gotta imagine that might be a fuck up, but yeah.
JPO, has your boy David Arquette ever been like a DLC player on any of these games? Like WCW champion David Arquette? Why not?
No, I'm not saying why not. I'm just saying he hasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, right? Should be.
No, I want to him, and also I'm asking all these B-level figure makers. I want a David Arquette action figure. Someone make that. He's got a micro brawler, but I don't want like a full action figure.
Yeah.
I want David Arquette in the Hall of Fame. Make it happen.
I got a cameo from him once. It was nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna find the most random wrestler to get you a cameo for your next birthday, JPO. Yeah, like just a random, like one of those random people you can get for like $25 on Cameo.
Hey,
like,
what up? I'm Jimmy Shalwin from Illinois. I heard Pez that you're a huge fan of mine.
Yeah, right. Just so there's a bunch of indie wrestlers on Cameo.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a ton of them. Oh yeah.
Oh,
There's a whole wrestling. Oh, Danhausen is on, like, you can get Danhausen for like 25 bucks.
Yeah, he's always having sales. Yeah, he's funny too because he'll purposely drop his price and then raise it and then drop it and raise it. That way he makes the emails again. Like, hey, update on Danhausen's price. Little trickery. I know what you're doing, Danhausen.
Yeah, but I know when I was thinking random, I was thinking like obscure people that were thinking at one point, hey, you get a inbox and hey, Jordan Owens, this is A1 from Team Canada.
What's up? It's D-Ray 3000. How you doing?
Oh, I'm on the page right now. I'll find the most random ones that are like very affordable. I'm sure that we know, like people we're familiar with, because you can't get some of the more known ones that are like above $50. I think the most expensive one is Ric Flair, right? Isn't he like $500 or something?
He left the
worst one ever, and it was a limited time, was Undertaker as Undertaker. It was crazy expensive, and it was the most boring. It literally would be 10 seconds.
It's so funny though.
Thanks for the response.
No, but if you want to hear a funny one,
10 seconds.
Go watch Jim Cornette reacts to Undertaker cameos. It's one of the funniest things ever. They start listening to a bunch of
yes,
it's hilarious.
Yes. Oh,
very funny.
And I know he goes back and forth sometimes, but Cornette's also a worthy cameo if you ever get him.
Yeah, Brian Alvarez and like Vinny V do cameos. Like they put their effort into it. They do it for like a couple minutes a piece. They put their into it. Yeah, some of those guys.
I don't know if he still does. Darby would always make his like funny and do like a gimmick and like he'd do something fun. Like Darby Allin was really good.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you Hugo Savinovich, the Spanish announcer from the Attitude Era. $30, JP. Yeah, peligro. There you go.
You're not gonna understand
Super
the word
Porky
of
from
it.
the Juniors Division. Super Porky from the Juniors Division.
You can get Chris Van Vliet. You get Chris Van Vliet for $30. Effie for $20. Yeah.
I know Effie's on there for cheap. I thought. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Get me Van Vliet and be like, how do I become you?
Yeah.
I have to be way better looking.
Dude, you get Speedball Mike Bailey for $20 right now. That's a steal.
Oh, that's gonna go up.
That's gonna go up soon.
For now, yeah. I mean, some of these people I ref for. I'll be like, I'll get a camera and be like, hey, remember when I ref for you like 20 years ago? They'll be like, no. Like, yeah.
I don't remember who ref for you last week.
Yes.
I remember when
man, Christopher Daniels for $30. I'm getting you that, JPO. Christopher Daniels for $30.
Actually, like legit Daniels, yeah.
Fucking that'd be a good one.
I found out Big Body Javier Bernal used to attend my RBW shows. He told me this week. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. I remember watching like I think Royal Rumble. I was when I was a kid. I was watching Royal Rumble 2000 on DVD, and then like they had like I was bored and I thought it was pretty fun. I put like it on the Spanish subtitles for it, and then like you had Hugo and Rikishi came out and he goes blah 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 Glorious Maximus. And that's the only thing I could like I could understand, but it was just like
fat ass.
Oh, fat ass.
Yeah, some of these are wild. Some of these are way more expensive than you think they'd be for their status in the current wrestling business, and then some of them like are on TV way more and they're less. Like it's just Cameo's odd as to, like who's charging for what.
Everyone sets their own price. I know sometimes there are some people that like don't like doing them, so it's kind of like, hey, listen, if you want me, you're gonna pay for me, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll do it if you throw me a stupid amount of money. And there's other people that are just like, oh, I enjoy it. You know what I mean? I'll give you 30 to 40 seconds of my time, say hello. And I'll make it affordable. So yeah, it really depends on the person, and because like you said, you'll be surprised.
Your boy AJ Francis is like $120. That's insane.
Yeah. See, like because he probably thinks he's worth that. No offense to AJ, I love you, but it's a bit much compared to some.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to find like the goofy ones, but yeah, there's not a lot of goofy ones on there right now. Yeah,
I
there's
think
not
if
like
you gotta
super
I feel
quirky.
like you gotta dig deep in that.
Oh yeah, you can
How
dig
much is
around.
that?
I'll find you.
Go to the last page. I
Oh
was
yeah,
gonna say too. That's a fun Price is Right like side game we could play someday.
yeah. How much is so and so charge for cameo? And yeah, throw a name out there, and then like over. Yeah, Price is Right. Closest is not going over for John Bradshaw Layfield. How much does he charge? You know, shit like that.
You
Like,
charge a
All
bit.
right, wait. Are you looking at JBL right now?
He likes his
I,
money.
I did. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, how much would? All right, you guys
Okay.
all put your bids in for JBL, probably with the cowboy hat on.
I'm gonna say he's close to AJ. I'm gonna say he wants like 120.
All right, Richie.
I glitched out for a second there, but I think I'm back.
Yeah,
I will say 140.
Jacob.
I was gonna legit say 125.
You're all over $100. $100 for JPL.
Ah.
Okay.
So
That would've had at least
he
over,
charges.
right?
He charges less than AJ Francis. Yeah. Real quick, we'll do another. This is fun. A little side game right now since I'm already on the page. Raven. Speaking of ECW and WWE, people have been everywhere. Raven. Richie, how much does Raven charge for a cameo?
Oh, you blanked again.
Mm.
I'll say 75.
Okay.
No,
Jacob. Richie.
sorry, yeah. Yep. Sorry, who are we talking about? Sorry, like
Raven.
Oh, Raven. $60.
Jacob.
That was my guess. I'll say. What did you say, JPO?
75. We got 60, 75.
I'll say 50.
JPO nails it. $75 for Raven. $75.
That's a 2-pointer. If we were playing a real game, I want 2 points.
Well, here's another random one, JPO. I would get you for $29. That's a steal. I could get you Queen Charmel for $29. So not bad.
29? Why 29?
That's weird. One
Click her-
that's
click-
30.
Click on her
29.
videos. Is she being the queen or is she just being Charmel?
She's just being Charmel, but I mean, like, it's still Charmel.
I'm less interested, but all right.
I know. Well, I'm more interested in when you click on them and you see the examples. Yeah, are they like 10 seconds? Are they a minute? You know what I mean? Like, what's the average?
Yeah.
Like, what are you getting for that? You know, like, are they just doing like, hey, I heard it was your birthday. Happy birthday from Charmel. Bye. Is that like all you're getting? You know, or are you getting like something? You know?
Oh, no. It was a horrible one I saw. We looked up recently for like a lot of money. Amanda Bynes would literally be that. Hey, Bill,
Yeah.
I heard you're a big fan of mine. That's cool. Thanks. Happy birthday. Like that would be it for like $400 or some stupid shit.
Right? Yeah. Screw that. I'm looking at the examples. Yeah. See what we're getting for that. But yeah. Some of these people I've never even heard of.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
Amanda
I'm getting you. Yeah, here we go. I'm getting you Josh Matthews and even $25, JPO, for your next birthday. Josh
Hey.
Matthews. There you go.
I would love any kind of commentator. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
I figured like Josh Matthews might be one of those guys that would put a little effort into it, like looking at the examples.
I underestimated Amanda Bynes, by the way. $1,000. 1,000. And again, let me look real quick.
She needs the money.
11 seconds. 11 seconds. 23 seconds. All right, that person got an extra 12.
Yeah.
And 9 seconds. The third person really got even less. So anywhere from 9 to 25 seconds, there's $1,000 out the window for Amanda Bynes. Looking not great.
No.
To tell you, happy
Yeah.
birthday, now fuck off. Thanks for your $1,000.
Yeah.
No. But all right, if we don't have anything else we want to discuss.
Oh, fuck that. Vince Russo, $35.
Hey,
Yeah.
bro.
Hey, bro.
I'll take the
Happy
bro
birthday,
thing.
bro. How's it going, bro? I heard your birthday, bro.
I heard you're lonely
This
Mark,
is Vince
bro.
Russo,
Hey, you know, bro,
You're a
it's fine,
Mark.
bro.
Yeah, I know you're all wrestling fans of Marks. You Mark. Yeah, no, you can do those ones where they'll promote your thing, but that costs extra. Some of them will do that, but like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
true.
more than what it is. Like
Yeah.
they'll like cut like a commercial for your thing if you tell them what to
Yeah.
say. But I know it's like usually like double whatever they're charging.
Most of them are like, I've seen
Yeah.
many words. It's triple to even more. Yeah, like
Yeah, something
it's
like
one thing
that.
for them to
Like
be
they'll
like
do
happy
that.
birthday, but then for them to like actually advertise. Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes you can kind of slide it in sneakily, but
Yeah,
say no, obviously.
sure. So, anyways, enough about Cameo.
Bye, Richie.
Yeah, Cameo's fun.
Bye, Richie. Hope you find your dad.
I know, like, yeah, it'd be that, or like, yeah, there's a bunch of stand-up comics on there, like character actor people, all kinds of shit. Like,
Yeah.
Cameo's fascinating to look around on occasionally, see who's charging what for what.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
every few
there's-
months, yeah, I'll go to it. Just be like, all right, who's around and about? Oh, one of the
Yeah.
Shark Tank guys. How much are you?
Way too
Kevin
much.
O'Leary. It's
Oh,
$6,500. Wait, what? No,
Yeah.
I'm on a weird page now. Oh, Cameo for business, where like that will actually talk to you about business.
Yeah, the business one is the one where they'll like actually do like a
Yikes.
mini commercial for you. Like I know that Kevin
Okay.
O'Leary guy will do one for like $500 where he'll say like go to so and so landscaping. Yeah, call them for all your landscaping needs. Like
I'm looking at Kevin O'Leary, Cameo for business. It's saying $6,500.
Jesus Christ, holy shit! I guess if you want to chill it
But
out.
if you want Kevin from The Office, he'll give you a deal for $3,700.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
Iced tea for
Ridiculous.
$5,000. All right, guys. There's 4 of us, 1,500 each.
Pool our
Let's get
money.
iced tea and be like, "Hey, motherfuckers, watch Logan Marks."
yeah.
I'm in. Who's in? Who's got 1,500?
I'm already spending whatever I'm going to spend for your birthday, so no, that's take that out of it.
A little steep for me. That's more than one of my.
My dream of iced tea saying "Tune in the Lonely Marks" is dead. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. See how much Denhausen charges.
You're
That
welcome.
would be reasonable.
He never goes above 40. I feel.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, I want to see. Maybe
Jacob, do you have any fantasy for us? What you got?
I do have a fantasy update. I got
Alright.
a couple weeks here for you. Don't got the results pulled up because I want to keep this. We're just going to keep this quick. But weeks 18 and 19. We did see for week 18 for JPO picking up 45 points for the week. He saw Damian Priest participate in a match. He saw Seth Rollins unfortunately win the main event of Raw over Jey Uso because stupid disqualification. Screw that noise. No, I'm not just saying that because Jey Uso's on my fantasy roster. But and then he saw his new tag team that he picked up. Richie, what tag team did JPO pick up? Do you remember?
Go on.
I can't. My memory doesn't go that far back.
But yeah, no, he picked up Fraxium, and yeah, they ended up getting a victory over. I believe in week 18 they got a victory over Pretty Deadly. So Pez will pick up points.
Hey, Pretty Deadly was on TV. All right, nice. All right.
Yeah, well, we'll move on to you, Pez. You had the best week 18.
Hey.
You picked up 55 points for week 18. You saw, like I said, Pretty Deadly in a match. You saw Pentagon pick up another victory. I feel like that's a pretty safe bet for TV. You had Jade Cargill was in the main event. And so, picking up those main event points, main event victory points for Jade. And then, Ray Phoenix picking up a win. Let's see. Richie picking up 45 points for week 18. He saw Ellie Knight in the match. Tiffany Stratton, who was Jade's partner, picking up a victory in that tag team match, and then Finn Balor, or no, not Finn Balor, Rusev. Sorry, I'm now at the point where I have to scroll back and forth because the sheet is so far over with the points. Rusev, his new pickup, getting a victory. And then I was there. I got 20 points. Aleister Black picking up a victory over the Miz, and then Jey Uso being in the main event. So that was cool. I did pick it up. Wait, did I miss math? I did miss math. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm okay. Whatever. So I picked up 40 points for last week. This is not including Backlash, which we are going to get to in just a moment. But I did have Rhea Ripley picking up the victory in the main event on Raw, and then Aleister Black picking up another victory on SmackDown over Carmelo Hayes, I believe. Richie picking up 25 points between Raw and SmackDown. LA Knight. And just the way it worked out, because I go by cage match. Los Garza was in a main event. They were in the final match on SmackDown.
Sometimes you can get those. Sometimes you can get those sneaky main event points if there's like a promo at the end of the show, or like some brawl at the end of the show or something. Then like whatever the actual final match was, you can get a sneaky like point thing for that. Yeah,
right. And then Finn Balor losing to AJ Styles, who I believe was on JPO's roster. Pez, another big week. You were the big week 19 winner minus Backlash, which we'll get to again, like I said. You picked up another main event. Ray Phoenix was in that main event against Los Garza with, I believe, teaming with Andrade. Andrade not on anyone's roster.
My one guy that's dragging me down right now. We all have not that we all have it, but I know Richie's got one that's kind of dragging him down right now, and I've got one because Roman's decided to take his vacation for the year, so right. I'm screwed. Even though they were clearly setting up something with him and Punk, and setting them, so I thought it was going to be at least on Backlash or something, and now he's going to take a vacation again.
I'm pretty sure Sami Zayn's just taking a spot.
So we're getting Sami and
just but you've also got Nakamura, who's not doing much of anything right now either. She's on your roster, so but I can't do anything about it, and neither can you, or we're just out of spots. So I'm just out of luck. I just have a dead roster spot. Yeah.
The only person that can do anything about anything is JPO.
Yeah. And JPO doesn't need to because he's got a pretty good roster as it is.
But again, these people show up, and we'll get to them. Man, can you show up earlier? And then I could have got you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Right. But no, you did. You picked up points for Jacob Fatu and Jade Cargill, although both in losing efforts. However, he's just Penta in WWE. Penta did pick up a victory over Chad Gable. So JPO picking up 40 points for week 19. Chad Gable and the Street Profits in a losing effort. But the Street Profits did lose to Fraxium. So Fraxium maybe a potential in the title picture.
Good for that.
Where does that leave DIY and Motor City Machine Guns?
Damn, so much for pretty deadly. Damn.
Finally, Damian Priest was it? Damian Priest also picking up points for him. That's the points leading into Backlash. But we will. Now we can jump into, because I'm assuming JP doesn't want to drop anyone. He's good.
He's not
The
trying.
rest of us don't have any.
Yeah, he doesn't have any like dead weight right now, so I don't imagine so. And I guess the only person, new person you could potentially pick up if you wanted to is like Jeff Cobb. I guess. I mean, we'll talk about it, but
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
but
Is
he's the
Jeff
only
Cobb
one
or
who
is it JC Mateo?
I don't know what. Yeah, they said Jeff Cobb. They called him Cobb on.
They
Backlash.
did, yeah. And then I saw the trade. They trademarked JC Mateo. I don't know if that was for him, if the JC means Jeff Cobb or.
I mean, I
or
don't know
what.
why they would just call him Jeff Cobb. They're just gonna change his name. Like they just said straight up,
Yeah.
that's Jeff Cobb. But yeah, I don't imagine JPO wants to trade. He's got people that show up pretty consistently right now, so
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna drop anybody.
But yeah, we can jump into Backlash. I unfortunately was not here for the tiebreakers. However, I would have gotten one of them wrong anyway because I thought they would have opened with Dominic and Penta. I thought that would have been a good opener. And then the other one was the time for the Gunther Pat McAfee match. I would have said around 9 minutes. I still would have been way off.
Well, who got the tiebreakers? Anyone? Did anyone?
So JPO technically all around with the tiebreakers, me and you tied JPO because we each had four of the matches, and then you had 7:30. That was the closest for the Gunther Pat, even though it was by double that. Nobody thought it would win as long as it actually did. Almost by double. And then I had the 4-way as the opener, so I got the point for that. So me and you tied JPO.
Yeah.
What do you, JP?
What was your question?
Did you? I assume you didn't want to drop anybody in your fantasy draft.
No, I'm good. Obviously I was thinking about Cobb, but like I'm okay for now. We'll see if he's just a muscle doing a lot of some matches. I would say though, I was gonna say you would think like his name definitely would be Cobb, but they've fucked up before where it's like, hey, look, it's Matt Sydal, and then a week later, Evan Bourne. Hey, look, it's like so they've done that before where they don't think ahead. So you never know.
Yeah.
But we speaking of Jeff Cobb, he would show up towards the end of the opening match. Yeah, we saw the Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship, kind of mixing these two feuds into one. Jacob Fatu defeating LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. Gave him some time too, nearly 18 minutes. I'd say the good thing about having 5 matches is you can give some of them time, maybe some of them too much time, and some of them not enough time. I feel like there were a couple that could have switched on the amount of time they were given. We'll get to that when we get to it, but no, this was a great way to open the show. I think you have 4 tremendous workers here. Jacob Fatu is on the tear right now. I want to see where they go next. The crowd is loving him. How long can you keep him as a heel? I hate using the term heels and faces nowadays because it's like people are just going to cheer who they want to cheer and boo who they want to boo and whatever. But I get it. I get it still. I don't want JPO to jump on me for that. But no, I think everyone got their spot. I think no, nothing. Like I said, you're a wonderful human being, and I can't wait to see what cameo Pez gets you for your birthday, which is in August. I remember.
Oh, you should. It's my former best friend.
Yeah, but as my former best friend, you didn't remember mine. But anyway. No, I think four tremendous workers. I think everyone got their spots. I don't know if we're gonna continue. Drew and Damian, they kind of went off and did their own thing towards the end of the match, and that would lead to the finish. LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, the debut of Jeff Cobb, and Jacob Fatu kind of I see some people online. They're like, they're hurting Jacob Fatu by him needing interference to win. I was like, But if you watch his facial expressions, he doesn't want the help.
He didn't
doesn't
want that. That's part of the
help.
story is that he's looking at him like, why are you here? I'm fine. That's the
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Like, I don't need your help. I don't want your help. I can do this
Yeah.
on my own.
Mhm.
He's not. It's not like he needs the interference to win. So I'm curious to see where that goes. But I thought this was a great way to open the show. I think spoilers. I think every match delivered. I did not dislike a single one of these matches. And while I would have said Dominic and Penta was going to open the show, I think this was the correct choice. I think this popped the crowd. I think, yeah, Jacob Fatu over with the crowd, Jeff Cobb debut, and I think it got people talking. So, yeah, I'm curious to see, where that leads tomorrow night on SmackDown. But yeah, great way to.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Oh, I
haven't
think
thought of
yes.
that. Yeah, I think we're talking about that. Yeah,
I think we get Jacob Fatu and Solo at SummerSlam, if not sooner. But or maybe Jacob Fatu and Jeff Cobb at SummerSlam, and we get Jacob. Whatever.
I think yeah, I was gonna say I think they'll build up to that by having him face Cobb first, but or something like that. Now, I was gonna say like that's part of the story for anybody complaining. Like clearly when he came out and then Fatu gave him the stare down, like I'm in full control right now. Like I'm good. Yeah, I don't need your help. Like go away, essentially. And then he's Solo is I think showing off his new muscle. And his new fresh toy that is going to be loyal to him now that Jacob is no longer kind of like doing his bidding, you know what I mean? And then I think, with Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, like they'll probably be back to, 100% soon. I think it'll be a situation where, Jacob is on his own as he wants to be kind of anyways. But maybe, they all kind of turn on him and he goes full on babyface. I think like the crowd loves him. Yeah, he's over right now. They were fully, with him. Like it was like him and LA Knight were like super over, in that match. But yeah, they were big on Fatu. Yeah, I mean, technically, yes, he's still a heel, but come on, like we all know, like crowd's into him, they love him.
Right.
And it's gonna be a thing where Solo's gonna be the heel in that feud when it happens. Fatu's going to be the babyface, and it was a. I think it's a way to for him to show off his new muscle, like his fresh new toy he brought in. That he doesn't need you anymore either, and then they're going to show him that. So we'll see where it goes. But it was a hell of a match to work rate wise. This might have been the best match on the show, like straight up work rate, because it was nonstop action, man. These guys were like running all over the place, 100 miles an hour. LA was running all over the place. Fatu had a nice sequence where he just nailed like all three guys and then like dove out of the ring. Like there's some good little sequences there, the icing on the cake was the debut of Cobb. So we'll see how that goes. He's not as it's always like I love Cobb and he's like a big guy, but then he stands next to people and you forget how short he is as well. No, he's built like a tank. Like I'm not taking anything away from like how built the guy is, and he's super strong. We've all seen like him throw people around with ease. It's just like the height thing. You know what I mean? He was shorter than Solo. Like he wasn't. He wasn't even taller than Solo.
I meant like he's built like Rhino in terms of he's short as well. Like he's stocky, but he's short.
He's stocky, but like he's huge.
Yeah.
I think Jacob's gonna be on his own. I think Fatu's gonna be a one man. He already is like a one man wrecking crew. Like that's the point. Is he wants to be this lone werewolf. Assassin.
Us Jacobs are lone wolves.
Mm-hmm.
JPO, what do you think of the opener?
No, this is a good opener. Yeah, in fact, once it started happening too, I was like, "Oh, this is a perfect opener too." You know what I mean? It sets a good pace for the rest of the night here. Just four guys kind of giving it. They're all here. Good, secure. One little, cameo by Cobb, so we're keeping the story going as well. Yeah, this is kind of it hits everything that I kind of want in a wrestling match. You further a little bit of the story. You have a good match in the meanwhile. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, Richie.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned it got 90 minutes because I turned to my friend. I was like, it felt like within the first couple of minutes, like, did they get told going out there that they got their time cut? Because my God, they were going fast. So they were just getting their shit in. But it was real fun match. It was really scary. Like when at the end where Damon Priest did the South of Heaven through the table where McIntyre missed the table and hit his head. Holy shit. I think he's gonna be fine, but he totally missed his body got on the table, his head got the concrete. But I think he was monitored throughout the whole throughout the night. But I think he's gonna be right. But that was scary. This match was really good, and it furthers that story. And I mean, I always say this too. Hikuleo is signed. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't know if he's going to NXT, but he's also somewhat of a factor. They're going to put him in the bloodline at some point. There's also Lance on Hawaii. Don't know what they're doing with him, but he's also there. Probably put him there. And I'm sure there's Zilla Fatu and other people. There's always bloodline members who are yet to be signed that will come in. It builds up intrigue, and it's really cool. Well, you don't really have to be bloodline members with Jeff Cobb. You just have to look. You have to be kind of Samoan, so But check out when Samoa Joe's contract runs down. Bring him in. I don't know.
Samoa Joe didn't win the AEW title.
You had another opportunity, and he didn't do it. But all right, we're gonna ride this out to Texas, I guess.
When I watched it live with a friend, I said, would anyone else be mad if the bell rang, he kicked Ambrose in the face and won? Like, would anyone be mad?
No one would be. No one would be
watched
mad.
him.
No, nope.
Kind of defeats the purpose of the cage, but.
But that's why I think it would be funny.
Yeah.
The match was quite good. I enjoyed it. Yes.
Yeah. We moved on, and we saw the Women's Intercontinental Championship being defended on PLE. Thank you. I'm not just saying that because I have the champion on. Oh, sorry. The fantasy. We all had somebody in that match. But Pez had the winner, so Pez gets the bonus points for the title defense and the win. But Richie, JPO, and myself, we were there.
We hung around. Yeah.
Yeah, and then but like I said, next up was the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. I think we all had Becky Lynch.
We all had Becky. We all got it wrong.
And I have never been more happy to be wrong. Not only because Lyra Valkyria is on my fantasy roster, but I think the women's mid card title shouldn't be on those those main event women. I mean, sure, it would be a nice way to elevate the title, but I think you can do that if you book it correctly. You can do that with the women that it's made for. And I think Lyra is doing a great job as Intercontinental Champion. And I'm not just saying that because she's on my roster. I think she's a tremendous talent, and I think these two. I thought they had a really good match. I think Lyra had her moments. Becky had her moments. I really like heel Becky. I think heel Becky. I think she as a heel is a lot better than a face for me personally. But the work rate again. I think two tremendous in-ring talent. This one went for nearly 19 minutes. It was the second longest match on the show, and I'm glad they gave the women time. Hopefully Lyra's nose is okay. Once that finish happened, and I was like, oh shoot, they kept the title on Lyra. All right, and then of course Becky, with the post match attack. Shout out to Lyra showing out in was this her first singles match on PLE? Was she on another one? I'm sure JPO can fact check that real quick, but I don't remember if she was I think obviously she was in the Rumble, but I think this might be her first one-on-one singles, and good for her. I hope these two aren't done. Run it back. I'm all for it. Run it back at Money in the Bank or whatever. But no, I really dug this match. Again, two for two in my opinion. Richie, what did you think of Lyra and Becky? Second.
Her and Nia Jax at the Queen and King of the Ring.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
But that's it. Otherwise, it was Money in the Bank, the Rumble, and Mania's tag. Is all she's done so far.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Richie.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a really good match. Really good work rate. I'm glad Laura went over here. I think it works well for the story because Laura's actually been it twice now. She's been for the NXT title back in the day as well. Say back in the day, like it was ages ago. It was a little over a year ago.
Back in the day.
I think it does wonders. I think they're probably going to build to a triple threat match with Bailey. I think that's probably the direction. I can see that happening at SummerSlam, or even earlier. I also, if they continue the trajectory, because Lara's getting more over as time goes on, I think she could probably she'll probably be the main champion at some point too. I could see her being a future Money in the Bank winner maybe at some point. Yeah. I think this match is really good. I really enjoyed it, and I was surprised. So because usually I'm like because sometimes Becky's one of those people that you go, oh, don't bet against Becky because they're always gonna, she's always that reliable person you're gonna put the belt on because she's an established person, she's future Hall of Famer. So, but no, I'm happy that they gave her the win. So yeah, really good match.
Yeah, Pez.
It was good. I thought it maybe was like about 2 or 3 minutes too long. I think like right near the end. I think there was kind of a peak right near the end, and they kept going for like a few more minutes, trading arm bars and like 1 or 2 extra kind of falsies. And I thought there was kind of a peak a few minutes earlier where they could have kind of ended it just because they had to get the the stuff with the ref and the turnbuckle stuff and the chair and the things like that. Side note: there was not a single match tonight clean. Every match had shenanigans or interference or something. So I that's one of my gripes right now with WWE is like every match has had some kind of like PLE matches has like extra shit going on and like you can have clean matches with clean finishes, guys. Like if the match gets over, it's
Russo working for them.
It seemed very like Russo, and that like every match had some kind of interference or something going on, and like it just. Like it was like something like people would get like a clean win, but again, it was after something going on, whatever. But yeah, we'll talk about, especially in the main event. My God, was that match overbooked? Shit. Jesus Christ, one of the most overbooked matches I've seen ever. But my God, but even then, this one was solid back and forth. Lyra, I think, is finally kind of starting to slowly work over the crowd. I think they're kind of getting into her fighting spirit and all that. She's she got the win here, but she gets like that quick the quick reversal pin in a series of like back and forth. She gets like the quick pin out of nowhere, so she does get that victory. But Becky not happy about it immediately, obviously, and just will be. So I would imagine, Jacob, they will keep this going. This won't be their only go around on a PLE, so I imagine they'll do something. But it was good, and then it was good to see Becky could still have one of these really long kind of PLE matches, and didn't really show any ring rust. She was looking good.
Yeah, JPO. Your thoughts on the women? You're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah.
This is right up there. Thank you. I love what all 3 of you try. One of you's fine. 2 of you's doable. 3 of you, I'm going to murder all of you.
I'll just keep this on the screen the whole time. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I really like this. This is right up there with the 4-way. I think we've reached the peak of match quality now for this pay-per-view.
I disagree.
This is solid. That's fine. I think it was a good 1-on-1 match. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We move on to the men's Intercontinental Championship, which is just the Intercontinental Championship. Dominic and Penta. Dominic, your reigning, defending champion on JPO's roster, picking up the victory points for that. Pez getting the participation PLE points for Penta. I believe soon Pez. I don't know if it'll be before SummerSlam.
That's yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. He might get it at SummerSlam. Yeah, they might wait till like SummerSlam because I'd imagine he's probably even gonna have like a showcase match on that AAA show,
Yeah.
on that double night of like Money in the Bank. He'll probably be on that show rather than Money in the Bank. We're counting that show, right? That's a PLE. So like if people show up on that, right?
Yeah, this
For fantasy wise, the Worlds Collide thing.
Oh, World Collide. I'd say yeah, it's a PLE.
It's like a Saturday Night's Main Event kind of thing, right? Yeah, so it counts because I just imagine they might be setting up like a lucha versus like other thing. It seems like they might be setting up like Penta and maybe even Phoenix like a mini like Lucha Bros reunion and possibly even throw in like Vikingo in there. Like I could see that against like
El Grande, maybe
Grande, and then like maybe the New Day or something. Like you could do something. Yeah, but like I can see Vikingo getting thrown into like a 6-man for like a showcase thing, But yeah, so I don't. He might be in like the main event of that show, of like the Worlds Collide show. But not because it would make sense. That's the afternoon show, and then you have like Money in the Bank, right afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, so sorry, I didn't mean to like jump again.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah. But no, I mean, I think this is your. I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound negative, but it's your typical Judgment Day match where Judgment Day is going to get involved somehow, and they do. But that's not going to. I'm not. That doesn't disqualify the work rate that Dominic and Penta put on. Penta, they're still, phenomenal in ring performance. I think Dominic is improving. I think these two have had really good matches. I think that maybe also the fact that we just saw this on Raw not too long ago, and now we're seeing it again on Backlash. I think it just brings it down just a little bit. But again, the stuff that we saw in the ring, Penta is always going to wow you. And yeah, like I said, Dominic is improving. I think he's getting over with the crowd. Whatever they're doing between Finn and Dominic, can we just do it already? I thought we thought it was going to happen at WrestleMania, maybe the Raw after WrestleMania. Is it going to happen the Raw after Backlash? Oh, no, it didn't. Whatever you're going to do, can you just do it already? We're slow burning this, and it's really slow burning.
They're also. I don't know if you noticed on Raw, he's been talking to backstage. He's been talking to Roxy a lot. I don't know if that's got something to do with it. I don't know. He's just like.
Yeah, they like to do their Easter eggs, so I mean, I think there might be something there, but yeah, I mean, like I said, we've seen it before, so not to discount what they did in the ring. I still thought it was a really good match, of course, yeah. And then you had the El Grande Americano interference or Chad Gable or whoever's behind that damn mask.
That's not Chad Gable.
I'm starting to think Michael Cole might be onto something.
He's on drugs.
Look, so I understand Michael Cole, thinks he knows everything, but he was very emotional tonight. So, he might his brain is in other places right now, so he might not be thinking clearly.
I was like, he was, yeah. We'll get to that in just a moment. Yeah. But JPO, what did you think of Dominic and Penta?
It was good. I wish we hadn't seen it literally 2 weeks prior. I thought that was kind of a weird booking decision. But again, it does further along some pay-per-view stuff as well. So storyline wise, so thought it was good. A notch up behind the last two, but good.
Yeah, Richie.
Evidently, I liked it better than both of you guys. But that's fine. I thought it was quite good, and I thought it was one of Dominic's best matches. That DDT he did. So smooth. That was so good. I was like, wow, I'm impressed. And he looked like a completely different wrestler. He's improved dramatically. And it was the first time I'm like, man, this guy could be like a big star. Between where he was when he first came in and now, it's like night and day. And yeah, I thought the match was really good. Yeah, I expected shenanigans with Judgment Day. Maybe a bit overbooked with El Grande, but I guess they're going out something to release AAA. But yeah, no, I thought the match was quite good actually. So yeah, like not yeah maybe yeah not the best match on the show, but I liked it quite a bit.
Guys,
Yeah, I thought it was like a good like Raw main event, on a PLE. Like I thought it was good. Like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like I've seen matches almost on the same level, even the next night with him and Chad Gable again. Like I thought it was like almost just as good. Actual Chad Gable, not like speculative, Grande Americano. Like he actually fought Chad Gable on Raw. And yeah, no, I mean, they like he has good chemistry with all these guys. Yeah, they did some good like kind of lucha-ish stuff. And yeah, Dom was greatly improved. It was, interesting to see. Yeah, again, like the crowd was like 50-50, like they were chanting for, dirty, dirty, dirty Dom, like doing the, European chants. It's fun. Dirty Dom. Yeah, that's good stuff. But they're independent too. And yeah, like I said, I think they will, this is leading to like, yeah, Penta is going to need some assistance. He's been trying to fight off the, he's having this thing with the Judgment Day, and now he's got problems with, El Grande Americano. So yeah, I would imagine it'd be like Grande, maybe like Finn Balor, and maybe Dom or some combination of the Judgment Day, and Penta will need help. And yes, he will recruit, his brother from SmackDown and Vikingo, yeah, who's we saw even got involved at WrestleMania, and then they'll lead up to that. And that show is not that far away. It's like a little over a month.
7.
Well, the same day as Money in the Bank, right?
It's the same day as Money in the Bank. So yeah, it's like not that far. So you could easily build this up and have him bring in like the help, piece by piece, what I'm saying, over the next few weeks. And then build up like a 6-man, and that would be a good way to kind of get a little mini Lucha Bros reunion, like for the show, and it would feel special for that. Not full on as like a full-time thing, but like as a special, attraction, and get Vikingo like a nice showcase, like to do the AAA, crossover, and that would work a lot. So, or he could full on just get Alberto Del Rio. That won't happen, but that's not a thing. But I mean, it was a good match. I'm not saying it was bad. I don't think there was a really like necessarily a bad match on the card. So yeah, it was all around. But yeah, it was like a good Raw main event, like in the middle of PLE. But yeah, it was still very good. Like all Penta's matches have been pretty solid, like all around.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Our next match, we saw Gunther taking on Pat McAfee. Gunther getting the win by technical submission. Gunther on JPO's roster, so Gunther getting him the victory points. This is the one. Like I kind of wish the times like give the 14 minutes to Dom and Penta, and then Gunther and Pat McAfee can have the 9 minutes. This felt very much like Brock Lesnar and John Cena when Brock, it was essentially a glorified squash match that went way too long, where Pat he has a chance. No, he doesn't. And then the Michael Cole interference. This is the one time on the show where like I think the interference made sense. I'm kind of the Judgment Day, like that happens all the time now. It kind of made sense, I think, for the story. And then Michael Cole, like I'm gonna be biased, and I'm sorry, and way better.
Did he forget that whole time where he was a heel, Michael Cole, and he was biased every week?
Yeah, I was gonna say that the first time in my career I'm gonna be biased.
Bullshit! You were a heel for like a year, and you were biased every night. Like, get the fuck out of here! Like, that's not true. Again, don't gaslight me when I remember heel Michael Cole for a year on Raw. That was terrible.
Or when another gaslight thing. But I mean, he's pretty heel. It's a funny line when Michael Cole ends up getting out, and he's like, "Oh, there's only something there's only something I could do." I'm like, "You're the only out of the 3 announcers, you're the trained wrestler." You could do something about. Anyway, I thought that was funny. Like the trained wrestler's like, "Oh, I can't do anything."
We're not going to get Michael Cole and Gunther. They're moving on.
No.
Yes,
literally nobody wants to see that, and Michael Cole's not going to do that. He's 58 years old. He's not doing that. No, he's not.
We're getting Gunther versus the winner of Jey Uso.
We're getting Gunther and Jey Uso for the 5th time. Yeah, in a couple weeks.
Yeah. On June 9th. So we already know that the World Heavyweight Championship will not be defended on Money in the Bank because June 9th is a Monday.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank is on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So cool. Thanks for my fantasy points. Unless Gunther's getting it back, in which case.
No, I think there might be some interference by a WCW.
A certain somebody who's in and around Atlanta that day.
Nah, that would never happen. No
Yeah.
way. But no, I mean I think it was just longer than we all thought, but I think Pat he looks a little strong. He doesn't give up. I think that's the only thing that kind of bothered me was Jey Uso gets Gunther locked in his sleeper hold, and Gunther immediately taps out. Gunther gets Pat McAfee in his sleeper, and Pat doesn't tap out. He passes out. Like how does that make? I don't know, but we saw a show of respect at the end. I don't know if that was scripted or if that was just Gunther like, hey, good job. Like shout out to you for this because he's not. I mean, he's been in a few matches, but he's not like a wrestler. Like he's not performing every week. But yeah, no, I mean, glorified squash. I think Pat got his spots in, but I think it is what we thought it was, just a little longer. Pez.
So this might be a hot take. I thought this was the best match on the show. I thought this match fucking ruled. And I'll tell you why. I thought from a wrestling storytelling sense and an entertainment sense, this was the best match on the show. The crowd got super into this. They were standing by the end of this thing, going crazy for what is essentially very simple underdog versus unstoppable heel storytelling. And if you saw, they were doing very simple things that I've seen done in like 80s matches in this thing, where just in a modern context where it wasn't like, because it went long, it wasn't burying Gunther. If you notice, every time Pat got like a flurry of offense, he would get the flurry of offense, but then like Gunther would chop the shit out of him, and that would like stop it dead. Or he'd get the flurry, and then Gunther would like spin him around the German suplex him. You know what I mean? And like almost no sell it. The time where Pat got like da butt kick and like goes for the pin, Gunther kicked out at 1. Like the only time Pat even got a near fall was when he reversed the suplex and Michael Cole like held the leg down and he still kicked out, but he just got frustrated, you know what I mean? Or like, Pat would fire up again and he just powerbomb him, you know what I mean? Like it was Gunther showing that he could absolutely end the match whenever he wanted. He was toying with him, he's playing with him, letting him get his best shots. Give me your best shots. Yeah, well, I got better shots for you. Like you're not in my league. But like the crowd got super behind Pat. I think they got into the story of the match. Every time he got the flurry, they were into it. Gunther showed like his poise and why he's the wrestler that he is, that he could end it. I like the Michael Cole stuff, like when he, just flat out like took the headset off and just went to be cheerleader, full on cheerleader mode, on the apron and doing his thing. And like, when he rolled in the ring, he's like, oh God, please don't do a spot. But like, they just teased it. And then like, Pat cut him off. But like storytelling wise and entertainment value, like for a match, I didn't have high expectations for at all. And I thought
this is coming from a guy who wanted this match to be 3 minutes.
I wanted the match to be like 4 minutes if it was going to be a squash. But I'm saying, like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And like, and I'm happy to admit it. I thought this is goddamn the best, most entertaining match on the show, and I thought this was awesome. I would go back and watch this again. I thought it was great, and I think the crowd reaction showed it. And I just thought this was fucking fantastic, man. I enjoyed it from start to finish. I thought they laid it out great, and it worked. So it hit.
I think what bothered me the most with this match is every time Michael Cole was like, just end the damn match, just end it. And I'm like, Pat McAfee is still rolling around. Like he's not out. He's still rolling around and moving. Like, I mean, he's not gonna pin him. Pat's gonna kick out. Like,
and my thing was, my logic was Pat got choked out once, so maybe he trained specifically to not get choked, fight the choke out now that he had time to train for the match. So he knows what to do, or how to try to fight it or whatever. So I don't know. There's a lot. The one he did get up relatively fast after the match was over. That was my one like nitpick after the match. He was like pretty much up like for being like completely passed out, he was up fairly quickly after that.
Right.
But to do the respect spot. But no, dude, if you go back and watch this game, man, watch the crowd, like the simple storytelling of this. It felt very old school. I mean, the main event was very old school as well. Holy shit, did they do like a fucking 80s style goddamn like NWA style main event? Jesus Christ, in slow motion. We'll talk about it. But I thought this was great, man. I thought just for your money, minute for minute, I thought this was the most entertaining thing on the show.
Nice. Richie.
Yeah. Still really, I wasn't expecting that review from Pez.
I was watching this with Ben. I was like, God damn, this is fucking great. This is the way they laid this out is fantastic. I just thought it was perfect. The way they did it.
But yeah, I did actually like it quite a bit. It's sort of, should probably ignore the internet banter because it's fucking people lie on there. Pat McAfee shouldn't have been in a competitive. Gunther shouldn't have been in a competitive match with Pat McAfee. I'm like, good, because he wasn't.
He wasn't. Gunther took the whole fucking thing. Again, if you actually watch the match, whenever Pat did the flurry, Gunther shut it down like almost immediately. Anything he did didn't get beyond a 1 count. He was not in. Gunther was not in any danger of losing this match at any point. Go watch the fucking details of the match, and you will see that. If you know storytelling, you know psychology, you will see that in his eyes the whole time. He was not in any danger of losing.
For the most part, Gunther was just playing with his food. That was
my God. Watch the fucking match.
You don't need to lie to fit your narrative. It was. Yeah, but yeah, I thought this. I thought the match. And then the crowd went nuts. This must be said too. The crowd was actually pretty damn good all night. I thought this crowd was great. I thought it was really good. It's weird that. It's weird that they're setting up it's like Gunther and Jey Uso for the Raw after. As it makes it seem like is the Money in the Bank winner of that the night before going to cash? I don't know. Try to cash in as well. I don't know. This seems a bit odd. Or is it like Goldberg I'm not going to travel to Money in the Bank. Can we do? I just want to be local. Yeah, I don't want to go too far from my house. So I do agree that maybe Pat McAfee got up a bit too early when choked out, but it might have been all right if Gunther maybe kind of helped him up. Maybe I don't know, but he's done that a few times. It's not necessarily where he's giving respect to people. I think it's just his thing where it's he'll give respect to people after taking an RSVP. He's sort of more. I think his position is more a tweener kind of thing, even though he does heelish things.
I'll probably talk to Jey Uso the next night.
Well, yeah. That time he's a heel, but then when you have the match, he eventually does respect, and then there'll be a tween. It'll be a tweener thing. Yeah, I don't know. He'll eventually be a full-blown baby face, but I think for now he's sort of in between. But yeah, no, I thought this match was pretty good.
Yeah, JPO. You're muted.
I actually said, "Am I muted?" and then went, "Ha ha ha," because I thought I unmuted myself. Wow, what a double check I just played on myself. Replay, I go, "Am I muted?" Ha ha, just kidding. Jesus Christ. Anyhow.
Anyways.
Damn it. Yeah, no, I mean, I would have went even longer in our prediction because I kind of thought this was going to be the match we were going to get. But you guys all made me feel like, okay, it's going to be a lot shorter. First of all, just stay away from the IWC. Unless you're watching this show, then you're a smart fan. Otherwise, if you don't understand what happened with Jacob Fatu, not paying attention, and Gunther's fine. Gunther's set for the future here. He didn't look any bad given, Pat his help spots. It was kind of your really good, just well-paced match. That was fine,
Yeah, he wasn't winded. He wasn't in trouble at any time.
No.
Go back and watch Gunther this whole thing. You can watch him the whole time. He was not worried for 1 second. Even when he got caught off guard a few times, he quickly spun it around and got right back in control. You know what I mean? Almost instantaneously.
It was hope spots. That's what a good.
It was just the hope spots, but the hope spots.
Pat, oh, never mind.
Yeah, and even again, his biggest flurry right in the middle where he hit the punt kick and all that. He goes to pin him. Gunther kicks out almost immediately. It was not in any danger picture of like losing. The only 2 count he got was the holding of the legs, like reversal thing that just caught him off guard, and he still kicked out. You know what I mean? And like it was not, that was the closest he ever got, and it never and from there no, and then he put the fucking hurt on him like right at the end. So this is pure wrestling storytelling, like and psychology. So yeah, not at all. This was a 80-20, Gunther match. You know what I mean? Even though Pat got his shots in, he took his best shots and barely got phased. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't even winded at the end of the thing.
Did you see the photo that McAfee took up his chest?
Yeah.
He said, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Yeah, for a while.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we got to our main event one last time. Cena versus Randy Orton in Randy Orton's hometown of St. Louis, which is where Backlash was taking place. Best part about this match? You want to know the best part about this match? Travis Scott didn't show up. That was the best part about it.
But there's rumors he might show up for fucking SummerSlam, which is not good.
He's probably one of the people that didn't. Everyone else did.
Can I play a really weird devil's advocate? If you're gonna start something, finish something, I kind of wish he did. You started the bullshit, finish the bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is he not there? Well, so I don't know.
The Rock told him the story finish.
But
the Rock told him he didn't need to be there. His work is done. It's all finished. There's nothing else we can do with the character. Nothing like that. We're just moving on. Just we don't want to take away. We don't want to take away from these guys. Just doing their thing in the ring and putting on a great show.
he probably asked, "Do you want to take an RKO from Randy Orton?" And Travis Scott was like, "No, good."
Dude, fuck that. Randy Orton would have taken him out and give him that damn suplex on the announce table that he does to everybody. Inside out. Yeah.
The top rope DDT.
Yeah.
But
I never forget the one he did to one of the Singh brothers, and he flipped.
Yeah. He flipped inside out, and then he went like
out, and Randy Orton was like, "Oh shit!"
Shit.
Forgot the only way to $195.
Yeah, I'm used to picking up like 220-pound guys, and I picked up guys 150 pounds soaking wet.
I thought this match. I think it started off okay. I think it definitely, picked up towards that latter half. I think the crowd started getting into it. I would love. I can see it in the future. I'm going to go back and I'm going to count the next time I write a wrestling with trivia doc. How many RKOs and
how many
attitude adjustments were performed in this match? Because
you would think
that's not a good question.
Closest without going over.
You would think that that's the only move these two guys know by the end of this match. It's just their finishing moves. The only two moves these guys are capable of doing. Because my God, how many? I don't know. 1,000.
How many members of the 2007 Cruiserweight division were in this match?
Towards the end of the match, the ref is out. Randy's gonna go for the punt. I'm waiting for him to hit it again. He's got to hit it, right? He's teasing it too much to not hit it eventually.
I don't know. Owens, and then
at this point, I would think whoever he hits it on, it'll be when he finally turns back heel again.
I could see that, yeah.
Like using it as a thing to turn heel on somebody that's like an uber baby face when he finally because we all know he's probably going to go heel again at some point. Because that's what Randy does.
That's Randy.
That's Randy. So whenever he does it, at this point, save it for the turn and have him lay somebody out really bad with a punt kick. Like that would make the most sense.
He hasn't been heel for a while.
That's what I'm saying. And he's gonna do it again.
Yeah, now that you mention it, but he's trying to go for the punt. But R-Truth of all people, not of all people, he's been involved in this feud, so it makes sense. Comes in, stops him, RKO to Truth. Low blow from John Cena, hit him with the title belt, and that's
RKO to Nick Aldis again. Right?
yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention RKO to Nick Aldis and all the producers, all the
Everybody,
backstage
you get an
guys.
RKO. You get an
Yeah,
RKO.
that's the 2007 Cruiserweight division. I think it was Hurricane, JB Noble,
Yeah.
Does
was one of them.
Nick Aldis?
And Davari.
Punt?
Davari was there too.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my question now. Does Nick Aldis get the punt, and that's how we get the Nick Aldis Randy Orton match?
Maybe.
Fantasy booking, but
yeah, we could get that at Saturday Night's Main Event for
that's what I can see that. That's a nice.
Because if you saw the post show thing too, he put R-Truth through the post show press conference table with an A.
If you say one more thing,
yeah.
Like no reaction. That was
but
that was so funny.
He called him Ron too. If you notice,
Yeah.
he was like Ron. If you say another word, yeah. He called him Ron.
You're crossing the line.
even if people say you can't wrestle, why would you say that? This is your childhood hero. Show some respect.
That's like Michael Cole to Gunther's face saying, it's okay that you tapped out or whatever. He said
in fairness, I'm not the one who tapped out. That's what he said.
Tapped out. Yeah, that's a really dumb thing to say to the person who could.
I'm not the one that. Well, this is why he's out here, Michael Cole. Okay, JPO.
Be
hopefully,
yeah.
But I mean, if this is the last time, this isn't a bad match. Is it my favorite Randy Orton John Cena match? No, it's not the worst either, though. I thought it was decent. So solid main event. If I wouldn't be opposed to R-Truth and John Cena at Saturday night's main event. I think that could be a fun match. Seeing R-Truth hit John Cena with the 5 moves of doom. But Pez, what did you think of the?
Yeah, it was again the opening stuff of this match was very like 80s NWA, because it was like, I'll do a headlock on you and I'll hit like one move and then Cena will roll out and like take a minute on the outside and they'll come in and like do another thing and then like roll out, and like there's a lot of stalling and like very kind of slow old school wrestling. Again, I know Cena is limited in like what he can do as far as the pacing of stuff. The second half of this match, like my God, was maybe this most overbooked match since like WrestleMania 40, last year in the main event, with Cody, because like Jesus, it's just like we're having this person interfere and that person interfere and all the officials out there and the ref gets bumped twice and we have a second ref who gets bumped. It's just like Jesus Christ, and then we're doing announce tables that don't break until after, and then we're doing a regular table, and then just like it was so much. I mean, the crowd was like into it, so it wasn't like boring. It was just like, we were spamming finishers at the end. So like the only move Cena's hitting is just AAs over and over and over and over again. Orton's hitting just RKO. It got to the point of like where I was getting kind of numb to it, where it's just like, okay, this is like, all right, like what's going to be the actual finish? Because we've spammed like, teased like 6 different finishes here, and then it just ends with a title belt shot. Like, oh, okay, I guess. But yeah, it was just, I got kind of numb to it and kind of checked out, at some point where I was just like kind of ready for it to be over. Again, not that it was like terrible. It was better than the Cody like WrestleMania main event. I think
so too.
Entertaining story, and the crowd, kept it alive because they were into Orton. But yeah, it was just like, again, I know they have to cover. I saw somebody say it was a lot of like smoke and mirrors for Cena. You know what I mean? It's a lot of smoke and mirrors to get past the fact that Cena is a little limited, what he can do. I hope he can have a better match with like a CM Punk down the line. If they do that at like a SummerSlam or something, he can get maybe a better match out of him. So we'll see. I don't mind the promo work and the character work that Cena's doing. We still don't have an explanation of why he sold his soul to The Rock. Like, we still don't have that, but I don't know if we'll ever get that at this point. I don't know. It just seems like a missed opportunity, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It was not the best match on the show. Not even, the best storytelling on the show, as I tried to make my case for the last match, whether you agree with me or not. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. And hey, if anything, Cena main event title win, fantasy points for me. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey.
And I got points for Randy being in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
So glad I picked him back up.
Yeah.
Richie, what do you think of the main event? As I check on JPO.
Yeah.
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 I thought it was. I'm glitching out a bit too. I might have to go and come back up. But I thought it was entertaining. Yeah, I thought it was entertaining enough. Yeah, it's very overbooked, but yeah. I saw some people say, "Oh, it's the best Cena Orton match I've seen." I'm like, we haven't seen that many Cena Orton matches. This is the right quit match is so much better than this one. But yeah, like I think the Botchamania guys, Matthew from Botchamania did a whole like a super cut of every Cena Orton match. It's like about 40 or 50. Holy shit, it was a lot. This is, but yeah, that's definitely one of them. But yes, it was yeah, it was fun. What last time I'm looking, yeah, I think Cena and Truth be fun. And yeah, I mean, we kind of predicted that Truth will get involved in some form of fashion in again. But yeah, I liked it, but it was.
Oh.
Andrew, you lost him.
Oh, we're losing everybody. Connection. Internet's not cooperating with the
Yeah, we
March
might have to put Jeopardy on hold.
Yeah, we'll see how that works. I don't know.
It's almost midnight for you anyway.
It's fine. If we have to hold off, we'll hold off because we don't have much going next week. We'll have double or nothing predictions, but if you want to do the Jeopardy next week, that's fine.
We could always hold off. But no, I mean that was a show. Yeah, if JPO comes back anytime soon, I'll get his thoughts on the main event.
I'll keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, I messaged him on Facebook, and he hasn't seen it yet. So hopefully, it's just internet issues.
Sure.
But yeah, no, your overall thoughts on Backlash?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think there was a bad match on the show, even if yeah, a lot of smoke and mirrors in the main event. But yeah, some still memorable stuff. Like I said, I think from a work rate perspective, the 4-way was the best work rate match on the show, probably followed by Becky and Lyra, like right behind that, So again, two good matches in a row that had good work rate. Again, Dom and Penta was good. Like it was a good solid, match of so nothing wrong with those guys. Yeah, I would make them 2 or 3 more minutes. I love from a sports entertainment aspect. I love Gunther and Pat McAfee. I thought they put on a great show, and again told a great story and had great psychology for what it was. I won't go over it again, Jacob. I've made my case.
Right.
It was my favorite. It was my favorite match on the show. I made my case. So you're with me, not that's fine. It's just my opinion. But I really liked it. And yeah, and again, from an it was an overbooked spectacle, but the crowd was into Randy Orton and had fun with everything like that. So but yeah, not a bad match on the card. And yeah, was it like one of the all-time great backlashes? Maybe not. But still, I still enjoyed the show. I would go a solid like 7.5 out of 10 or something like that. Because you didn't have any real like match of the year candidates, anything like that. But not a bad match on the show. Good stuff.
Yeah, JPO, your thoughts on the main event, and then your thoughts on Backlash as a whole.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having laptop problems here. I'm on my phone. That's why I'm on a phone thingy now. Better than Mania's main event. A little bit better, a little more intriguing, a little more kept my attention. So kudos to that. Again, I feel like this is the kind of level we're going to get seen at. I don't hate. I'm about story. I don't know if I'd loved R-Truth in the main event too, to be honest with you. I feel like that's more of a TV thing, which we'll probably get maybe at tonight's main event or who knows. But matches is fine. Good, not great. The show, it's an entertaining show. And then again, kept at least the stories going. So 6.9. Get it?
Nice. Richie, your thoughts on Backlash as a whole?
technology doesn't like the second row of the stream.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if this fixes it. All right, let's give it a shot. Yeah, but you know what? Wait, no, let's not do that. You don't want me to go away. I'm running the stream right now. So
Yeah, I was about to say, like, maybe
Yeah.
at least keep you on top.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I liked it. Yeah, there were there were things that really dug on the show. Yeah, like I said, I probably liked the Dominic match more than most. I liked the Fatal 4-Way, and yeah, the Gunther McAfee match did its job, and that was really well booked. And yeah, the main event match was overbooked because it's I think it's just what we're going to expect for a senior match, unfortunately now. But so yeah, like it's not a bad show. I'll go a bit higher. I won't go the point thing, but I'll go 1 point higher. It goes 7.
All right, yeah. So just in case you guys are wondering, Pez did go with a 7.5, and I think that's where I'm at too. I think I'm at a 7.5 with this one, because yeah, there's nothing bad on the show. But like Pez said, there was no like match of the year candidate either. Nothing to like make it go over the top. But yeah, nothing bad. It was a really solid watch from start to finish. I think I would, recommend, like, if we were, ranking shows at the end of the year, I could see this potentially being in that upper half, because it was just really solid from start to finish. And when you have a match like Pat McAfee and Gunther that exceeds expectations, I mean, I think you got a decent show. So I'll stick with a 7.5 too, and copy Pez. So,
well, Jacob and I talked, while you guys were having glitchy issues, that maybe we'll just hold off on Jeopardy because of the glitchy issues till next week. If you want to, we can hold off on that until we get everything settled in. So, which is fine because if we need to, because next week I think on tap we got Double or Nothing predictions will be next week, and then obviously we could talk about Saturday night's main event will be the same weekend, so we can kind of not predict. We don't have to do predictions for that, but we can run down the card and talk about the matches going into it, things like that. And then I will have a live report from Monday Night Raw because I'm going to Raw this week. I'm going Raw, so yeah, it'll be my lady's first time seeing WWE live. She's always wanted to see that for her whole life. She's never been able to go to live WWE, so this will be her first one. So she's very excited. I've seen WWE live before, a good amount of times back in Jacksonville, but Raw in Greenville this week. So smashed in between, Backlash, or they should have at least some go home stuff for Saturday night's main event. Some of that stuff she's excited because means we'll probably get. She loves CM Punk, so CM Punk will probably be on the show since he's got a tag match on Saturday night's main event. So I'm sure they'll be doing something there. She loves Jey Uso and doing the Yeet stuff, so she's excited to do some Yeeting live. So that should be fun. And he's got the match with Logan, at Saturday night's main event. So I'm sure he'll be there. Hyping that.
I love guaranteed points.
Yeah, so at least what you're getting into. So what will be the main event? Either a tag match or Jay and Logan. I don't know.
I think actually, if it was Roman and Punk, I'd say the tag match. But since
I don't know because if it was Roman, that'd be an easy main event. Yeah, because Roman would that be main event? Where I don't know anymore. Could be. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. We'll probably get. I'm sure Raw will get another match or two announced. Yeah, for Saturday night's main event. Same with on SmackDown. We could get some stuff announced on SmackDown tomorrow night too. We could get a match from SmackDown on Saturday night's main event.
If it's seen in truth, is that going to be?
Oh yeah, that match, that's going to be your main event.
That's true. Yeah, that could be the main event as well. Yeah, if he's doing his thing. So, and then they might have one more match because when the last Saturday night's main event, like 4 matches seems about.
I think 4.
Yeah, so maybe we might get a SmackDown match. I'd imagine we get something for SmackDown.
Nia and Tiffany, maybe.
Oh, Nia and Tiffany. Yeah, that might round it out. Yeah, that would make sense. So
I'm waiting for that Io Rhea match to get booked.
Probably Money in the Bank, I think.
I'd say Money in the Bank, yeah.
For the women's title, that'd be a big Money in the Bank match, and then it'd be interesting to see. Just jumping ahead a little bit of Money in the Bank, like who's actually going to be in that men's Money in the Bank match. I think there's a lot of candidates for that, and I don't even know prediction-wise when we get there who's going to win the briefcase this year. I have no idea. I think you make a case for several people, winning that briefcase. So
I hope
know.
we get qualifying matches for it.
We could get a qualifying match for it. That would make the most sense.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that shapes up because they'll start building to that, I'd imagine, after Saturday night's main event, because then we'll have it won't be that long after it. I mean, realistically, we got Saturday night's main event on the 24th, and then
2 weeks.
Two weeks. So
you can start building it now.
That's what I mean. You can start building it on Raw and SmackDown this week. But look ahead to that, and then or at least announce that you're going to do qualifying matches, stuff like that, and then do them over the course of those weeks. I could see that for sure, both on the men's and the women's side. Do qualifiers and stuff. That works for me. So I think you make cases for a lot of people this year.
So it's Double or Nothing on next Sunday. Is it?
It's a Sunday, yeah.
It is the 25th. Yeah, so it is. We will do predictions next week here for that. For the following weekend. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
So and what's announced for that so far? Because we got Anarchy in the Arena. We just needed other participants, which I'm sure they'll announce on Dynamite, this week officially.
Yes, the Owen Hart finals.
Right, that's right. Will Ospreay and Hangman, for the finals.
Is it? I looked on it yesterday. It's either Crew or Sammy and Dustin.
Here, I'll here's a one.
Dustin and Sammy probably.
Yeah, one day ago from 4-1 Mania, Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa, I think, is official for the women's title.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't
Will,
Eliminator or whatever.
Yeah, Will Ospreay, Hangman, Mercedes, and Jamie Hayter for the finals of the tournament. It looks like the Hurt Syndicate versus Sammy and Dustin. Probably. Yeah, and then Anarchy in the Arena, and then I'm sure they'll add, a few other matches probably on Dynamite Collision. So that's
Nigel and Daniel Garcia versus FTR.
Oh yeah, probably. That was a big tease this week for Nigel.
We see Ricochet do something. You think he'll have a match with somebody?
I don't see why not.
Can he have a match with the no legs guy?
No.
Pick a 4 on the no legs guy.
Yeah, he had the one leg guy. Get that no legs guy who wrestles.
And then he's just after someone. Okay, any wrestler with no limbs at all.
Yeah, no limbs whatsoever.
I just want a torso.
Yeah, there is that no legs guy. That would be funny if he then wrestled the no legs guy. He's a real wrestler. So.
Yeah, he was in the clusterfuck this year.
Yeah, he's a thing, but he might have something to do, I'm sure. And then we'll see if who's actually in the Anarchy Arena. So there you go.
Yeah, so we'll put Jeopardy on hold. But between now and then, JPO, where can the people find you online?
Finding a new laptop cord, evidently. What the fuck? But besides that, tomorrow night, if my laptop works, we will be finishing the King of ASAT finals is tomorrow. Tune into that. It's been a long time coming. We just started the wrestling one. We just had another round 1 match tonight where I fought Dwayne. So we're going to few into that already. And see me here every Thursday and catch me outside. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Richie, between now and then, where can the people find you?
Yeah, I'll do a system reboot of this computer. It's probably, stays on a lot, so maybe that's a problem. But haven't had no technical issues in a while. But other than that, I'm in also in that aforementioned wrestling tournament. I'm in round 2. Probably facing I'm probably facing it for me or Topher the Bell. You can find tournament fights, tier ranker. Right here next week. You can find and also whatever. Well, Wheel of Movies next week. We're doing Avengers Endgame, so that should be fun. Lots to talk about.
We'll have to talk a lot about that in a short amount of time, so we'll cram it as much as we can. So we'll have to talk about that movie.
3-hour movie.
Yeah, we'll do our best. I mean, everybody knows the movie, so we might just talk about specific things within the movie or something. We'll see.
Yeah, you're on that, Pez. What else are you on?
Yeah, no, I host a little Wheel of Movies with Richie. Like you said, that'll be next week before Lonely Marks. I'll be hosting tournament fights tomorrow night on the Movie Hero Network. We are doing a tournament fights battles with a 5-person panel, and it's documentaries, our favorite documentaries. So we're not doing like a best overall, just like 60 because that's too many. There's way too many documentaries to condense it into like one tournament. So we just had everybody submit their favorites. So everybody's got a list of theirs. So if you like documentaries or want some recommendations, we got some awesome ones on there. So it's a good place to get some recommendations, some great documentaries, some really good stuff. So that should be a fun tournament. I'll be hosting that one. And then right before that, I'll be doing one other anniversary watch along with Ryan Permison over an Anime Quote for Back to the Future Part 3. We did Back to the Future 1 last week for the 40th anniversary. Back to the Future 3 is a 35th anniversary. So that'll be tomorrow night as well. And then, I'm sitting out tournament on Monday because I'll be at Raw in Greenville. So, but then I'll be hosting on Wednesday and Friday for Zach Shelton's 128. So tune in for that.
So I'm on one of them.
Yeah, we'll figure all that out. But yeah, that's about it. We got our monthly mistake for Final Destination or the Final Destination postponed last week because Wolf went long on something else. But we'll see. I don't know if we're doing that this week or next week. I have no idea. I'll find out tomorrow night. And then we will be doing a Godfather recast. I need to talk to one of you guys about that after the show. We'll talk about that pretty soon. The next recast episode is imminent in the next few weeks. So,
That's an interesting recap.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one.
You can find me right here.
Mm-hmm.
Most Thursdays.
That's right.
Every once in a while, I do pop up on other channels. I will be recording something with Aaron Knoll tomorrow, one of the Battleground countdowns or whatever he's calling it now.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. I don't know when it's going to be uploaded. It usually turns around and uploads it pretty quickly. But yeah, check that out. And if anybody is hard to schedule in the King of WWT, I'm taking your place. Because I missed the signups, apparently. I didn't see that post. But I saw the bracket, and I was like, oh. I don't know why I didn't see the post, because it was definitely up for like a good day or two. So, whatever. You snooze, you lose.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, we'll be back next week talking some wrestling, talking some AEW, and getting that ready. We'll see how many matches are pre-announced before our show, and then how many matches are announced post Lonely Marks. That's always a fun game to play too.
Yeah.
So, for Richie, for JPO, for Pez, for bad internet connections everywhere. Weak.
Look.